local emergency planning commission, whether it's the parish or the county. Then we get into our initial response and assessment. This is when we really don't know what's going on. As I'm sure you all know, that the initial report from the masters of vessels or facilities or whoever happens to be calling it in, typically when they call it in, it's incorrect. They don't have all the information. And for the first 24 hours or so, it may still be incorrect, even the information we're getting, because it's going to be a fluid action that's taking place out there. So we're going to go out there and get our folks on scene, help the captain out. And then we're going to come up with our incident, our 201 briefing. The 201 briefing is what Jason did yesterday afternoon up here, where he went over the four documents: 201-1, 2, 3, and 4. The 201-1 is and these quickly, I'm going to jump ahead and then I'll jump back to them. These documents are also going to be posted in the incident command post. Now the 201-1, that's a document that has a map. It could be a hand-drawn sketch at the top of the page that shows exactly where the incident took place. The bottom of the form is kind of a quick synopsis of what took place. What was the initiating event? The quick situation update on that. The 201-2 is the second form. That's the form that lists all the chronological events that have taken place, all the notifications, the significant events that have taken place. It also has the objectives. ICS is managed by objectives, so the initial incident commander is going to set the initial objectives, and those are going to be listed here, so that anybody who sees this document, because it's going to act as our initial incident action plan as such, they know what we're trying to work towards. The third page is the 201-3, which is the initial incident organization chart. And it may only be one or two names, depending on how complex the incident is. And then the fourth page is the 201-4. That's all the equipment that's been activated on your behalf to respond to the incident. Now this is briefed out initially by the initial incident commander. How many times do you want to do that if you're the initial incident commander? You only want to do it once. That's why we posted the documents on the wall, so that anybody that comes in later, they can walk over to the wall, look at those 4 documents, and be quickly brought up to speed. You don't have to stop what you're doing and go back and talk to them. Then you move into the initial unified command meeting, which it all runs together. We did that this morning, didn't we? Initial unified command meeting. That's where the federal on-scene coordinator, state on-scene coordinator, possibly the local on-scene coordinator, and the RP incident commander, or responsible party incident commander, we're all going to get together, and they're going to get a briefing as to exactly what took place, and that's when we're going to start moving up into the circle there with the top of the P. They're going to look at the objectives that were set by the initial incident commander, decide if they like those or not. If not, they're going to tweak them, change them, delete some of them, whatever they're going to do. They're going to set the new objectives, and they're going to set any kind of expectation they have of if something happens, what they want to be notified of. It could be a significant injury, a significant piece of equipment, a skimmer that breaks, that's going to drastically change what we have to do as far as our response. They may want to be notified about that. That's all going to be sent to the team during this meeting. It's going to be set there. Then they're going to have their command and general staff meeting. And that's where they're going to take all the information that they're coming up with as a unified command and give that to the command and general staff. Command staff, we're going to talk about a little bit more in depth later. But the command staff is the safety officer, the public information officer, the liaison officer, and the intelligence officer. Then the general staff is operations section chief, planning section chief, logistics section chief, and finance section chief. Kind of give them their marching orders at that point. Then they move into preparing for the tactics meeting. That's where operations thinks about, okay, these are the objectives that the unified command has given me. What do I need to do to meet those objectives? Then they move into the tactics meeting and they decide, and also planning is in this meeting, and I believe logistics as well. Because they're talking about what equipment they're gonna need, how much manpower they're gonna need. And this is all brought up into the tactics meeting where they hammer it out, and they're working on the 215, the 234, I'm gonna throw a bunch of numbers at you, all to set up the 204s. Then what they do is they have all the tactics set, and they get ready to go into the planning meeting. And the planning meeting is when they meet and they actually formulate the incident action plan for the following day. Once all that is compiled and put together, they move into the approval process. That's where they present the plan to the unified command, and they get a buy-off from everybody that they can support the plan. Once the unified command accepts the plan, they sign it, and the documents that need to be sent out to the field are sent out, and you get your operations briefing the following morning, and the whole cycle starts again. You begin your new operations period. The documents they get to the 204s that go out to the different divisions, and gives them their marching orders for the day. And then you execute the plan, and you assess it throughout the day. You're getting reports back that this is working, this isn't working, this equipment is broken, whatever the case may be. That all gets sent back, and then you adjust your plan going forward. So you're not doing the same thing every day. You're doing the same thing every day, but you're not writing the same plan every day. You're hopefully adjusting it. And as I'm sure all of you know, the plan is basically worth the paper that it's written on. You spend a lot of time putting together a piece of paper that they send out to the field, and the first time something breaks or the weather changes or something, the plan goes out the window. But the planning cycle is important because you're showing how to meet the objectives, and you're making sure everybody knows the objectives